begin again. Welcome back to Two Cents. It's your host, Ludwig Reprehente. I hope you're having a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, and good night. This is the second time I had to record this audio since I recorded something like a few hours ago, and the problem with that recording is that for whatever reason, my classmates decided to just keep on messenger pinging. So like every 5 minutes or so, you'd hear ping, and it's very, very annoying. You don't want to be in that audio. You don't want to listen to it. Please, just trust me on that one. And anyhow, welcome back. It's technically like 5 days since the supposed weekly schedule of me uploading this video. And you might ask yourself, why is Ludwig Perpenente late by 5 days for essentially just speaking? He did mention that this thing was very easy to make, and yes, it is very easy to make. The problem is, I kind of had like a really messed up schedule last week. Last week was just filled to the brim with activities, such as our school's foundation day. I couldn't miss it, because even if I did, I simply couldn't, skip it about. Because we had to perform this foundation dance, which is pretty much tradition in my school. I don't know if you guys celebrate Foundation Day. Maybe it's a Foundation Week or what have you, but other than that, yeah, I had to celebrate Foundation Day, and we kind of had to deal with like a whole bunch of problems involving, let's put it, just since after Foundation Day, we had to, submit things because it was submission week. Because next week is going to be our next week we will have the whole achievers thingamabobber. I don't know if your school has that. I think I've mentioned it before somewhere in the videos along these lines, but yeah, we kind of have to deal with that. So essentially, I had a very busy schedule. I don't know why I didn't just put it into layman's terms like that. And now that that reason is out of the way for, the whole delay, uh, I decided that this video is just going to be just me rambling incoherently. Because the first recording, I was still just rambling incoherently, but last recording, I actually, was very incoherent. My thoughts were simply just everywhere. Like, I snapped from one topic to another. And it wasn't a very smooth transition either. It was incredibly rough. And by incredibly rough, I mean like the moment I was talking about something, I just went on a different tangent and never continued until I finished that tangent. It was very annoying to listen to. And now that I think about it, that's probably why no one listened to like, past two videos and whatnot. I guess that's as close to a criticism as I can get since people don't still interact with me. Like I said, if you have any suggestions or complaints, leave it below. Please, I am begging. Suggest or complain about anything at all. I work on feedback, and if I don't get feedback, I don't know what I'm doing. Alright? And anyhow, back on topic. Yeah, I was just snapping from one topic to another. And maybe there is some merit to that. It's just that me personally, I don't think I'm the proper guy for that kind of thing. Since me, I'm a writer. I take time. I write things. I'm better off reading a script than I am going on this impromptu talk. You keep hearing me say because yeah, I can't think that fast unless I'm writing something, which is really odd. It never occurred to me how odd that kind of thing is until now, when I actually have to impromptu talk to this phone I have as I'm recording for this video and the videos before it. Impromptu speaking is really hard because If you're not used to it, it takes a while to get used to. But if you're just starting out, then yeah, it's maybe easier, but still, it's kind of hard. I really admire like TED talkers. Uh, I th- I don't know how they're called. I'm just gonna call them that. I really admire them sometimes because on the very rare occasion that they don't have a memorized speech, they're really good talkers. Like they can make an impromptu here and there, and it's really impressive. Like I am very impressed by that kind of thing. And it sounds weird, but yeah, I'm easily impressed by things. What do you know? Especially like for speakers and what have you. Speakers have an insane talent that I wish I could have, or at least just a fraction of it, since I do plan on being a teacher. And teaching requires a lot of impromptu talking, since pupils will and definitely ask questions about the topic at hand. And yeah, I'm very concerned about my impromptu talking skills. I hope it improves. I still have like what, 6 years give or take until I actually, enact my whole plan of being a teacher and whatnot. And yeah, oh, oh yeah, and this video is me rambling about incoherent stuff. So I was very concerned for a moment when I was rambling. Anyhow, the original topic of the video I had in mind was me talking about how Christianity and sciences can coexist but cannot be compared to because they're two different beliefs. One is more of a religious and personal belief while the other one's more of a logical and realistic one. But it's science is technically not a belief, it's a practice, which means you can't really compare the Christian method with the scientific method since they can't really overlap. One is a belief and the other one is a practice slash system. And I was going to dabble on it way harder than I should since our teacher brought it up like a few days ago, and I decided, and since she brought up how Christianity and sciences can't be compared but can coexist, I was put into deep thought. But then I realized that debate is something that people have already done. Uh, People better than I am in this whole talking thing have done uh, a significant amount of research or just speculating and talking as a whole for how Christianity and sciences can coexist or cannot coexist. Some atheists believe that Christianity should be eradicated for the betterment of humanity, and some Christians believe that science is a fraud and that the true science is in God. And me personally, despite me being raised Catholic and still having some semblance of Christian beliefs, I personally have no opinion on the matter. I just think that science and Catholicism can coexist. If humans can coexist, why can't belief systems? Many of us are murderers and whatnot, but maybe bad people believe in science, but good people believe in Christianity, and vice versa. You can't really, simplify it. There's no true answer as to what's better, Christianity or science, since those two are incredibly different one way or another. Like I said, science is a practice, Christianity is a belief. You can't compare them. And now that that is out of the way, in the end of the previous recording, I kind of got a little bit sappy since I've had frustrations with feelings lately. Like, I know I mentioned it in like my 2023 video that back in 2022 I had some problems like with the whole feeling. Like I felt like as if some days kind of melded to the same. Well, now I don't feel that. I now feel perfectly fine, I guess. Like, I now know what hour my day starts and what hour my day ends. The problem I have now is not on feeling the difference in days, but rather feelings for someone. And this is the first time I've, like, genuinely had feelings for someone. It's really odd. I know it's odd since usually uh as a kid you'd have, you'd like someone more than a friend and whatnot, but that's not me. I never liked anyone more than a friend, like in personal terms, as in like face to face and the real world, not the online world. In the online world, I think a lot of people there are cool. I consider most of them friends. But in the real world, I never had an admiration for anyone until that worldview had been flipped upside down lately. And, and no, I never disliked anyone, and I was never rejected or anything. I just never developed feelings for anyone. I considered most of them friends. I was an insanely goofy kid. I hope you know that. I had an injury in 7th grade. I talked about it like last video. And now that I'm somewhat mature, as in I can now know what's goofy and what's not, when I shouldn't do it. And now that I'm, actually having a feel of the world, I've accidentally developed feelings for someone, and usually it's good, as in like it's very normal for people in my age to like someone and have a girlfriend, boyfriend, what have you. But the unfortunate circumstance is the person I like already likes someone else, and my feelings are now strangely confused. They don't feel dejected, which is really odd. They're just really confused in the sense that I don't know if what I feel for her is out of a platonic admiration or a romantic one. And sadly, I don't think I have much time left to ponder until the pondering becomes self-hurting and whatnot. So I realized that the answer I was looking for was in me the entire time. Like, with the given information at hand, I already had, like, the perfect fucking answer for this specific problem. I've been saying it in your faces this entire time. It's the ending of literally every single 2 cents video. And if you want to know the answer, I suppose I'll have to just wait until I have to say it to the end. And yeah, it's a very strange realization, but it's a good realization. It helped me kind of just let go. You know the feel? Like, instead of being dejected at this scenario, I felt like this was more of a wake up call, since I've never liked anyone, but now that I did, my brain is more open to the idea of it. I was never really, a relationship kind of guy, since, uh, let's just say, while I didn't have any bad luck, it's just that I never thought of, having a relationship. I kind of viewed life to be me just being single, because, I don't know, sometimes I don't feel like, just being with someone. But now it has long changed, and I kind of learned a lesson here. It's not the most ideal lesson, but it's a lesson nonetheless. And just like that, that's going to be the end of the video. It's a very abrupt end, I'll give it at that, but I realized that maybe some things are better said less than more. And I realized that I may start to get a little bit too long when it comes to these videos. Like, last video peaked at around 18 minutes, and I don't want this video to be just a repeat of that, but instead of 18 minutes, it's going to be like 24. So, I'm going to end the video here now. I hope you guys enjoyed listening, and I'll see you in the next one, which is should be around in a few days, now that I think about it. And remember, this is going to be the answer to that thing I mentioned earlier. To begin again is to let go. Ciao.